Today, we'll be taking a look at the heating element on this LG front-load washing machine. Be sure to visit ApplianceVideo.com, where you will find thousands of repair videos on the latest technology. And for a limited time, you can save big on an annual membership and take advantage of all of our premium benefits. ApplianceVideo.com. Do it right the first time. Stop. Before beginning any repair, always be sure to disconnect the power to the appliance. It is also recommended to test the outlet for the proper voltage. Remember to also turn off the water. You will need the following tools to complete this repair. To begin, must first remove this top here. Of course, it is held on by 2 Phillips screws on the back. Next, be very careful. Let's slide this sharp metal off, lift it up, and set it to the side. Next, we will start by taking out the dispenser drawer, press in on the push button, and pull out. Next, you're going to need your screwdriver because we have a couple of Phillips screws that'll need to be taken out. So start with the 2 on the front. And then we have this one over here. Let's take that off. Now, the actual display assembly here is held on with little bitty tabs on the top. So what you'll want to do is you can either use a tack puller or you can use a small flat blade screwdriver. Go between the metal and the piece and start to lift up. And just keep going little bit by little bit. And you can see it will flop forward like that. Once it comes forward, you'll lift it up. You do have 1 wiring harness inside that'll need to be disconnected and set it to the side. Next, down at the bottom, you're going to need to remove this cap. Now when you pop it down, you'll just kind of pry back and forth on these little hinge covers, slide it off and set it to the side. Next, this has to be removed in order to access a screw so we can take the front off. So let's pop down this drain hose and remove the 2 Phillips screws that are holding on the plastic here. Then you start to lift up, slide it out, and set it to the side. Now we have access down here to remove this one. So put your Phillips screwdriver in at a slant. Let's get that guy out of here and set it to the side. Next, we'll move up to the door. Go ahead and open it up. And we're going to need to push the seal in and remove the door switch. In order to push the seal in, it is held on by 1 kind of clamp ring on the bottom. Just use a pair of pliers and peel it off. Then lift up on the bellows and lift it off the ledges so you can slide it inside. I'm going to put my hand inside and just hold the door lock while I remove the 2 screws. Push it in and just let it hang down. Next, we'll be removing the entire front panel here. When we do this, we are going to remove These screws, they're all Phillips screws, and it's kind of held on with almost like a little splinter here. So you'll push down on the metal and then pull out and make sure this door doesn't fly open and lift it up off the frame. So let's start with the screws. I'm going to do majority of them and leave the 2 in the center. Now let's remove this one. So keep our leg on it and remove this one. You can see it pulls forward, it'll pop under this hook, lift up. You have to kind of pull forward. There is a strain reliever for the door lock in here. Make sure you pull that out and set it to the side. Lift up on the front, and you can set this to the side. Now that we have the front panel removed, we have clear access to our heater assembly down here. Now, the heater includes the thermistor as well as the heater itself. If you are throwing an error code, maybe for the thermistor down here or a heater error code, what you'll want to do first is just pull the terminals off the heater. Make sure you have continuity between these 2 lines. If you do not have continuity, it will need to be replaced. Now also, if you're throwing a thermistor error code, the thermistor is part of the heater system. You will simply unplug your thermistor line, and then to remove the heater system, you will use a 10mm deep well socket, and there is 1 small bolt in the middle you'll want to loosen. We'll go ahead and take it out. Start to pull on the heater, slide it out, and set it to the side. When installing your new heater, we're going to do it with the terminals pointing down. Let's go ahead and slide it into the provided slotted area, and we'll want to push it all the way back in so the seal fits in perfectly. Then you are going to put back on your nut here. You can get it to the end by hand, and then you'll have to use your socket to tighten it up. And this is what tightens up the seal on the washer. Got nice and tight in there, don't kill it. Let's go ahead and reinstall the terminals as well as the Molex for the thermistor. Now we can reinstall the front panel. When reinstalling your front, the bottom here you can see has little hooks that correspond to slotted area on the front. Then of course we have our strain reliever for our door lock. So let's get the door lock out first. Just kind of lift it up. And then let's pop the front of the unit on the hooks. We are going to put the door lock back inside the strain reliever. Just keeps it from dropping down. And gently pull the unit forward and kind of put it back under that splinter there. Make sure you hold on to it. We'll just get one of our screws here, reattach it, and that should hold it on. Let's reattach your other screws. Now we can reinstall the gasket, door lock, and spring. Now it's come time to reinstall the door lock and the bellow ring. We'll start with the door lock. Reach your hand inside, put it into place. And we will reinstall our screws. Once we have that on there, we'll need to pull the bellow ring out and slide it over the lip here. So just kind of peel back and run your finger across it. Once you have it all the way around, we will reinstall the spring. And in order to do this, we're going to use a small stubby screwdriver and a pair of pliers. I'm going to put the ring in the slotted area around the door seal and get it where it's lined up directly in the middle. I'm going to use a small screwdriver to put it inside the spring hole, prop it with my leg, hold on to the spring at the top, start to stretch it over, all the way around. Make sure the door closes. Now we can reinstall the screws on the bottom. Back at the bottom, first we are going to install the 1 Phillips that is holding the front on the frame. Once we have that in there, let's slide back in our plastic. First, put the hose through the bottom, put it back in place and snap it in. Reinstall our 2 screws. Then slide your water line back in the holder here, and let's reinstall the front by sliding in the hinges, clip it up. Now we can reinstall the panel. When reinstalling your panel, first we're going to bring it in at an angle, and of course hook up the Molex that we took out. And then start to line it up and bring it down in the front. And then you'll push down on the front and the top, lock it into place. It will fit across the front and you will not see a huge gap. All the locking tabs are in. Let's reinstall our screws. Slide our drawer back in. Now we can reinstall the top. When reinstalling your top panel, be very careful. We don't want to slice and dice. Let's go ahead and sit it down. You'll want about 1 inch away from the front. That's where it actually drops down. And then you can slide it forward and it should match up with the front. Let's reinstall the 2 screws on the back. and this will complete your repair. Thank you for watching another quality video from ApplianceVideo.com. If you found this video helpful, make sure you click the like and subscribe to our channel.